In our previous two videos, we have studied star-star and delta-delta connection of three-phase transformer. In this video, we will study the most commonly used three-phase transformer connection, that is star-delta connection. Let us consider high voltage and low voltage side windings of three-phase transformer. You know that in case of three-phase transformer, the terminals are marked using letters A, B, C, and high voltage winding terminals are marked with capital letters, whereas low voltage winding terminals are marked with small letters. Now here the high voltage side is to be connected in star and low voltage side is to be connected in delta. Now you know that to form a star point or neutral point, we have to connect the terminals of common polarity together or same polarity together. Means here we can connect the terminals with suffixes 1 together to form a neutral point. Similarly, you can connect terminals with suffixes 2 together. Here we will connect terminals with suffixes 1 together. And the three lines will be taken from terminals with suffixes 2, means the other three terminals. So let us connect A1, B1, C1, that is capital A1, B1, C1 together to form a neutral. Now the three lines can be connected to remaining three terminals, that is A2, B2, C2. So these terminals capital A, B, C can be connected to three-phase AC supply. Now we have to connect the low voltage side in delta. Now you know that to form a closed loop in delta, we have to connect finishing end of one winding to the starting end of next. So we can form a closed delta loop by connecting A1 to B2, B1 to C2 and C1 to A2. Or we can connect A2 to B1, B2 to C1 and C2 to A1. Here we will use this method, that is A1 to B2, B1 to C2 and C1 to A2. And the three lines are taken from three nodes, that is from terminals A2, B2 and C2. So on the secondary side, let us connect A1 to B2, then B1 to C2 and C1 to A2. So this forms a closed delta loop. And three terminals small a, b, c are taken from three nodes. So these three terminals small a, b, c can be connected to three-phase load. Let us now see the phase and line transformation ratio in this type of connection. So let us assume that the line voltage on primary side, that is V1 line, it is equal to V. Now in three-phase system, the voltage between two lines, means voltage between lines A and B, it is the line voltage, and this line voltage, it is equal to V. Now on the high voltage side, the windings are connected in star. You know that in case of star connection, the phase voltage, means the voltage across terminals A2 and A1, this voltage is line voltage divided by root 3, and therefore the phase voltage on primary side, that is V1 phase, it must be line voltage V divided by root 3, and therefore voltage across terminals capital A1, A2, it is equal to V divided by root 3. Now to find the voltage across secondary terminals A2, A1, we must know the transformation ratio. So the phase transformation ratio, it is the ratio of V2 per phase to V1 per phase, and it is equal to K. And therefore V2 per phase, it must be equal to K into V1 per phase. And therefore the phase voltage on secondary side, that is V2 per phase, it must be transformation ratio K into V1 per phase. V1 per phase is V upon root 3, and therefore the phase voltage on secondary side, that is V2 phase, it is K into V by root 3, and therefore voltage across terminals small a2 a1, it is KV upon root 3. Now on the secondary side, the connection is delta, and in delta connection, line voltage and phase voltage, these voltages are always equal, and therefore the voltage across lines AB must be the line voltage, and the line voltage on secondary side, which is equal to the phase voltage, and therefore it is also equal to KV upon root 3. And therefore voltage across terminals small a and b, it is KV upon root 3. Now we can find what is the line transformation ratio. So it is the secondary line voltage divided by primary line voltage, and therefore line transformation ratio, it is V2L upon V1L. V2L is KV upon root 3, and this V1L, it is equal to V, and therefore the line transformation ratio, it is K divided by root 3. So in case of star delta connection, you can note that the phase transformation ratio and line transformation ratio, these are not same. So in case of star delta connection, you have to remember that if phase transformation ratio, if it is equal to K, then the line transformation ratio, it is equal to K divided by root 3. Now let us see Yd1 type star delta connection. So again consider 3 windings on high voltage side and 3 windings on low voltage side. Now the high voltage side windings are to be connected in star. So I can connect A1, B1, C1 together to form this neutral point. And 3 lines A, B, C are taken from A2, B2 and C2. On the secondary side, I have to connect the windings in delta. So I can connect A1 to B2, then B1 to C2 and C1 to A2. In this way, I can form a closed loop. Now I have to take 3 lines from A2, B2 and C2. So these are the 3 lines to which load can be connected. So now we can draw the phasor diagram on HV as well as LV side. So let us first draw the phasor diagram on high voltage side. So here 3 voltages are VA2A1, VB2B1 and VC2C1. We have seen that these 3 voltages are of equal magnitude and the angle between them, it is 120 degrees. As the system, it is balanced. So I can draw phasor A1, A2. You can note that the arrowhead, it is at A2 because we are measuring the voltage of terminal A2 with respect to A1. And here in bracket it is written A. This A indicates that line A, it is taken from A2. Then I can draw vector VB2, B1 which is of equal magnitude but lagging behind by 120 degrees. And the third phasor VC2C1 which is also of same magnitude but again it is lagging to B2, B1 by 120 degrees. Now we can draw the phasor diagram on the secondary side. While drawing phasor diagram on secondary side, you have to remember that primary and secondary induced EMFs are always in phase, and therefore this V capital A2 A1 and V small a2 A1, these voltages must be in phase. So I can show the voltage phasor on secondary side VA2 A1 which is in phase with this primary voltage phasor V capital A2 A1. Now here again the arrowhead is at A2 and this small a in bracket, it indicates that this line, it is taken from terminal A2. Now I have to show the second phasor, that is VB2 B1. Now it must be in phase with corresponding primary phasor. Now here you can note that A1 it is connected to B2, means this A1 and B2 must be connected together. So I can show the second phasor VB2 B1, which is in phase with corresponding primary phasor. And similarly I can show VC2 C1. Now here C2 is connected to B1. So this end will be C2, and again C2 C1 it is in phase with corresponding primary voltage. So these are the three voltages which are line voltages, because on secondary side the connection is in delta, and therefore this voltage between VAB, VBC and VCA, these three are the line voltages, whereas on the high voltage side these three voltages are phase voltages. So what we have to do is we have to find the line voltage on primary side or HV side, and then we can compare the phase difference between line voltage on HV side and line voltage on LV side, or we can form equivalent star for this delta connected circuit, which we have studied in our video on basics of three-phase circuits. So I can form equivalent star here. So this point it is the neutral point, and this phasor it shows the phase voltage, that is VA2N. Now we can compare the phase difference between the phase voltage on secondary side and phase voltage on primary side. So on high voltage side this is the phase of the voltage phasor. So this is the HV side voltage phasor, and LV side voltage phasor it is VA2N. So these two are the phase voltages, and between these two you can see that the difference it is of minus 30 degrees, means the voltage on low voltage side it is lagging behind the voltage on high voltage side, and this phase difference it is of 30 degrees. So it is written as minus 30 degrees because secondary voltage is lagging behind primary voltage. So in case of this connection we can see that the phase voltage, that is phase voltage on delta side, it lags behind the phase voltage on star side, and it lags by 30 degrees. So here the phase relationship between line voltages it is also same. So as the phase difference between phase voltages it is of 30 degrees, the phase difference between line voltages on two sides it is also of 30 degrees. So here the phase shift is minus 30 degrees, and this minus 30 degree phase shift it can be represented by 1 o'clock position. So we have seen that. So here this minute hand which represents the HV voltage phasor, and our hand it represents the LV voltage phasor. So if minute hand if it is at 12 and our hand if it is at 1, then the position is 1 o'clock position, and it represents minus 30 degree phase shift, and therefore this connection or this vector group it can be written as Yd1. So here this capital Y it shows that high voltage windings these are connected in star, then small d it indicates that low voltage windings these are connected in delta, and this 1 indicates that the phase shift it is minus 30 degrees, means LV side voltage phasors are lagging behind HV side voltage phasors by 30 degrees. Let us now see Yd11 type star delta connection. Again consider 3 high voltage windings and 3 low voltage windings. Now high voltage side is to be connected in star. So we have to connect A1, B1, C1 together and 3 lines are taken from A2, B2 and C2. Now low voltage winding is to be connected in delta. Now in previous case, that is in Yd1 case, the delta loop it was formed by connecting A1 to B2, then B1 to C2 and C1 to A2. Now we want Yd11 type connection, means plus 30° phase shift, and therefore we have to change the closed loop formation on delta side. And therefore now we will connect A2 to B1, B2 to C1 and C2 to A1. And the 3 lines again can be taken from A2, B2 and C2. So 3 lines A, B, C which can be connected to load are taken from terminals A2, B2 and C2. So here the way in which closed delta loop form it is different than Yd1. Now again we can draw the phasor diagram. So phasor diagram on HV side it will remain same because we have not changed connections on HV side. So I can show 3 phasors V A2 A1, then V B2 B1 and V C2 C1. These 3 voltages are of equal magnitude and the phase difference between them it is of 120 degrees, and these 3 voltages are phase voltages. Now I have to draw the phasor diagram on the other side, that is secondary side or low voltage side. Once again you have to remember that the primary and secondary induced EMFs are always in phase. So on secondary side I can show the phasor VA2A1. Now here VA2A1 it must be in phase with V capital A2A1 because primary and secondary induced EMFs are always in phase. But in this case now A2 is connected to B1. In previous case A1 was connected to B2. Now A2 is connected to B1. So now this A2 it is connected to B1, and again the voltage B2 B1 it must be in phase with corresponding primary voltage, and therefore I can show V B2 B1. But now B1 and A2 are connected together. Again the arrowhead is at B2 because we are measuring B2 with respect to B1. So this V small b2 b1 it is in phase with V capital B2 b1. But now the terminal A2 it is connected to B1. Now terminal B2 it is connected to C1, and therefore I can draw V C1 C2. Again V C1 C2, that is small c1 c2, it is in phase with V capital C1 C2 or C2 C1. So corresponding primary and secondary voltages are always in phase. Now on secondary side the voltages are line voltages, and on primary side the voltages are phase voltages. So I have to either find line voltage on primary side and then compare the phase difference, or once again I can form equivalent star connection. So here the equivalent star connection is formed, and this is the phasor VA2N. Now we can compare VA2N with VA2A1, that is again VA2N, because this A1 B1 C1 connected together, this is nothing but neutral point. So the phase of primary side or high voltage side, so this is the phase of primary side voltage or high voltage side voltage. So we can see that this low voltage side voltage and high voltage side voltage, there is a phase difference, and in this case the phase difference it is of plus 30 degrees, means low voltage side phasor it is leading to high voltage side phasor by 30 degrees. So in this type of star delta connection, you can see that the phase voltage on primary side and phase voltage on secondary side, there is a phase difference of 30 degrees. And as the phase difference between phase voltages it is 30 degrees, the phase difference between line voltages it is also equal to plus 30 degrees. So in this case the phase shift it is plus 30 degrees, and we have seen that this plus 30 degree phase shift it can be represented by 11 o'clock position. So again the minute hand which represents the HV voltage, that is it is at 12, it is at a position of 12, and the hour hand it is at 11 o'clock, and therefore the phase difference between HV and LV it is of 30 degrees, and in fact it is plus 30 degrees, means the low voltage side voltage it is leading to the high voltage side voltage by 30 degrees, and as it is represented by 11 o'clock position, this connection can be written as Yd11. So again capital Y it shows that high voltage side windings are connected in star, small d it shows that low voltage side connections are delta, and 11, this 11 indicates that the phase shift between secondary and primary, that is between LV and HV, it is plus 30 degrees. Let us now see what are the important features of star delta connection. This star delta connection is more suitable for step down transformers. Step down transformer means the secondary voltage is less than primary voltage. Now in case of star delta connection, we have seen that the line transformation ratio, that is V2L upon V1L, it is phase transformation ratio K divided by root 3. So as the ratio it is K by root 3, it is more suitable for step down transformers. Then in this connection on high voltage side neutral is available, and this neutral it can be used for grounding. We have seen that if the neutral is grounded, then it provides a path for third harmonic magnetizing currents. And if the path is provided for third harmonic magnetizing currents, we have seen that the flux will remain sinusoidal, and therefore induced EMFs are also sinusoidal. Now even if the neutral, if it is not grounded, then also it will not create any problem, because the harmonic current on primary side it will cause a circulating current on the secondary side. Here the secondary it is connected in delta, and therefore the third harmonic current it will circulate through the closed delta loop, and therefore the flux it will remain sinusoidal. So because of the circulation of third harmonic current on the delta side, the core flux and hence the EMFs will remain sinusoidal, and therefore in practice normally either primary or secondary is connected in delta. So if one winding is connected in delta, it provides a path for third harmonic currents, and which maintains the flux and hence EMFs sinusoidal. In this video, we have studied star delta connection. We have seen connections for two vector groups, that is Yd11 and Yd1. We have also studied important features of star delta connection. In our next video, we will study delta star connection. Thank you.